Hey BBs, it's Plastic, and today I'm back with you guys for another video. How are y'all doing today? Hope we're all doing really fun and really fierce. In today's video, I want to sit down with you guys and kind of cool chat and talk about what I would want to see from LOL if they ever decided to have like a soft reboot. And a soft reboot is kind of like when like a doll brand like shifts a little bit. Like I think we saw it a lot with My Scene, and I'll put a picture here where I feel like they definitely shifted from being like more cutesy and like a, you know, earlier 2000s to like that fierceness of like the bling bling era. Where it was kind of like a soft reboot where like they didn't like announce it wasn't like promoting that it was like a reboot or a new gen or anything. It was just kind of like the dolls changed a lot within release and everything. So this is kind of what I would want to kind of see from OMG, because if y'all know, let's do a little recap. OMG birthed the modern doll era, in my opinion. I think they did the thing back in 2019. They were on top of the industry. I think they were really running this, like running everything, because they had the quality, they had the gorgeous designs, they had long hair, like they had everything that you'd want. Like they had stands, like in the era of like a doll drought, like after Monster High when everything kind of fell apart. They were really the ones to bring it back a couple years later and really bring back what dolls could be. They didn't have to be boring Barbies or horrible Hasbro Disney princess dolls. Like, I think they just invented what we have now. And I'm not giving, OMG credit for every single thing that has ever happened, but they definitely opened those doorways to what we are seeing now with the exciting doll shelves and the exciting doll media and everything. I think they definitely, again, had that game changer aspect back to them and brought the industry back. And ever since that era of them, and ever since Rainbow High kind of came out after them, there's definitely been a shift in the OMG focus, I think. In my opinion, I feel like after Rainbow High kind of took off, we saw OMG not get as much as I feel like Rainbow High gets. Personally, I mean, obviously the success of Rainbow High is probably most important to a company's, idea and everything right now. I think we've definitely been seeing a lot more Rainbow High dolls kind of come out of the of MGA and everything. We've definitely seen a lot more Rainbow High and Shadow High focus. But I want to see OMG get their focus back, because I feel like OMG is definitely a brand that is so fierce and is such a, I think it's a thing to be scared of a little bit. Like I think in the competition of everything, OMG is definitely one of those heavy hitter girls. And I just want to see like what they could do again, because I know they had it when they were fierce, like they were fierce. And I don't think OMG ever really lost that fierceness. I think they've always been fun and fierce, but like especially this year, like the launches this year have been kind of scary in comparison to the other MGA brands. Like we've seen a lot of Rainbow High stuff again. We've seen like the Shadow High Series 2, Rainbow High Series 6. We've seen like a lot of the new stuff from MGA, from Rainbow High. And the only thing that LOL OMG has like specifically brought out for the OMG dolls was like the Sunshine Makeover, and now we're on Series 8. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we've only really had 2 big releases this year for the OMG brand. And as a fan, that kind of scared me for a little bit. But okay, now into the part of like what I would love to see if they would ever, not come back, because they're still here and everything, but like if they wanted to like give the girls more life and new and energy to them. I think it would be really exciting. The first thing that I would want to see is a more fierce face, and I want to talk about the fierce dolls in specific, because these dolls, in my opinion, were exactly what OMG needed to kind of get back on, the top of everyone's brains, to be honest, especially collectors, after there's been so much on the market that sometimes I think OMG kind of just like gets forgotten about. Because a common complaint about OMG ever since the beginning has been like their faces are all looking the same, like they're very similar in size. Obviously they're the same mold and everything, but like the OMG faces don't change too much, besides like obviously the skin tones and like the makeup changes, like the lip color changes, the eye color changes, but there's never really much changing in like the expressions and everything. Or like the glances, like they're always kind of looking in the same direction, and they're all kind of, doing the same thing. Like the head molds never really changed. But I think when we got fierce, like specifically like the fierce dolls that like had like side glances, I think we got more expression with the dolls, and they looked less like figures. They looked more like dolls in a way. And I'm not saying that like every doll has to like, be extremely different, because I think especially the early stages of Rainbow High, when they all look the same, like, I guess, did anyone complain about that? I don't know, but I just think the OMG dolls definitely needed a revamp, and I think this Fierce face mold is amazing, and I want to see it on the OMG dolls specifically. I don't know if they're too far into the game to like really change the faces, but I would love to see like if they had different like eye shapes, different lip shapes, smaller lips, bigger noses, bigger ears, like something to just kind of change it up a little bit. I don't think they need to change the eye. I mean, the eyes just like a little bit more to like have more expression, like a little bit more like a wink, not a wink, but like just something new for the faces, because I think the faces have definitely gotten a little bit tired. I don't know, like they just have like the very like Tim Burton-esque eyes. I don't know. Like Caroline. These remind me a lot of Caroline and Betty Boop and everything. And I don't think I'll ever mind the eyes and everything or the heads, but I think what people want is definitely different face molds. I think the Fierce dolls were a really, really good start to that. I think also on the not the Fierce bodies I would want to see back. I'd want to see OMG dolls with better articulation, because let's face it, these dolls kind of have like a little bit of dated articulation. I think if they had like a knee, like beyond the bend and snap knee, I think if they had like a joint knee, almost like Monster High, I think that would be really, really important for their kind of ability to compete with other people. Like I think if they had more posability, I think people would maybe take them more seriously. I don't know. I still think the articulation is really, really good. Just like the hand joints is like super nice. I just like love the arms where like there's like the elbow and like the wrists. I think it's important and I think it's exciting. I also would love to see though more of like, honestly, like a celebrity inspired look. So I feel like when Rainbow High first came out, I feel like they had a lot more celebrity inspired things coming out. Like they had more like designer stuff. And right now, maybe it's just me, but like I'm taking Sketches as an example because she's kind of a doll that like I don't connect with, and I don't really understand what she's referencing. But I think OMG is the best, and they do the best, and they perform the best when there are references being done in the designs. I think obviously I'm holding her up a lot because she's like an amazing doll. This doll has a lot of references to like Ariana Grande, I think with like, you know, the thigh high boots. Like it's very like maybe even a little bit of Beyonce's in her aesthetic, in my opinion. I think she just takes a lot of current fashion and like makes it hers. Where like I think we've seen this new era of like these are the new ones that like I'm not like obsessed with, and I don't really see the inspiration. I don't see like where it's coming from, and I don't think that's obviously a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing to have new designs, but I think again when you're looking back at like even like Candylicious, like I think this doll has so many fun references to like she's like a doll collector. She's like a past MGA brand on her earrings. Like she's like a sweet girl, you know, like. You know what I mean? Like I think even like the split hair dye is like a reference to like today's like pop culture and everything. And when you bring up like the more modern-esque dolls of OMG, like I don't see where their inspiration is coming from personally. And that's not like the designs are bad or anything. It's just like not for me. And I think we've kind of seen OMG kind of shift to like a little bit more kid-friendly. I think, I mean, obviously they're always kid-friendly, the dolls, but I'm not saying that all the OMG dolls now are booty and trash or whatever, because Lady Braids is one of the dolls from the newer fashion show series that came out, like, I guess, like a year ago, and she is so cool. She reminds me a lot of Bria Runaway, and I think she's doing it the best, but, like, I think we need more designs like this that are more relevant to today's fashion, I think. That are also exciting. I think if OMG wanted to do more realistic fashions, like I think that would be really, really cool, because I think this is definitely more realistic, just in terms of, you know, what's poppin' today, and they're still very, very relevant. Like I think even like the Lights collection, what's it called? What's the collection that we just got? Makeover collection. They have a lot of fun things going on with them, but I think a part of why people like aren't obsessed with OMG as much as they could be is because we don't really have a good show for them. Like the show we have, it hasn't had an episode in like months, and there's been no conversation or direct communication on when they're coming back and if they are going to come back with a new show or even a movie for this year. We haven't heard anything about a movie for the 2023 lineup, unless I haven't. Maybe there is a movie and I just don't know about it yet and I'm behind. But like I think that OMG deserves a show. I think if they had a show with every single character being introduced, I know there's a lot of characters, but if there is an ability for me to connect with Sketches, then maybe I would not hate her doll as much as I do. And I don't hate her doll, but she just doesn't like speak and connect. And obviously this whole video isn't just about just this doll, but I think that if we have a new show, it would be a lot more beneficial to the OMG brand, and I would enjoy it so beyond much more. Like, I would just enjoy the dolls a lot more if the episodes were like in depth and gave the characters like personalities and everything. And I miss that. I miss, because even like last year when the Queen's dolls came out and we got personalities from them, I still wanted more personalities from them because we didn't really get that much going on with them. But it was still exciting to see like Prism, like she's like the girl, and you know, she's on the TV and everything, you know. It's just exciting to kind of connect with the characters, and I think we did kind of get that with Sunshine Makeover. Like, there was an episode with them, and I hope that series 8 gets an episode or a special of some sort to kind of celebrate that. But I just hope they do something fun. I want OMG to surprise us again. I want maybe even, because 707 Day, that's coming up really, really soon. It's coming up Friday. If you guys see this when I post this, like posting this probably tomorrow. Maybe they could have surprised us with something fun, something fierce, something fresh. Just for that 707 holiday, in my opinion. I feel like that's definitely a holiday. I don't know. I just feel like we haven't seen much from my girls, and I know there's a lot more for stuff for the tweens right now. The tweens are definitely the focus of everything, but I miss my OMG BBs. Like, these dolls are just so nostalgic to me. So I don't know. Also, I feel like if they got like longer nails, like, you know, like Rainbow High kind of improved on their nails, like that would be fierce. Like if they had like a longer acrylic nail, or even if they started doing like things like Rainbow High, like they did like the fabric boot. A fabric boot on an OMG doll would send me into an orbit. I know we kind of have that. I keep bringing her back up. But, like, these are, like, overlays. Like, this isn't, like, a fabric shoe. You know what I mean? Like, it's a thing. I don't know. I also, though, I would really, really, really want, the OMG budget dolls to be available. Because I feel like these dolls are, like, so, like, they're hidden. Like, whenever I see, like, an OMG budget doll, like, I feel like it's harder to get than, like, the actual regular dolls. So I feel like if they had, like, a bunch of budget dolls all around Target and Walmart and everything, it would be a lot more, like, beneficial to the brand. Because, like, what is this, like, I think I paid $10 for her, but I don't think she retailed for anything more expensive than that. Like, I don't think she was that crazy expensive. Maybe she was like $15 when she retailed. So I think giving that like an option that's more accessible than just like in Macy's stores and like in Walgreens, like I think if they had them everywhere, it would work. I think like it would be really, really great competition, especially for the other doll lines that are out right now that are doing those budget options. Actually, I don't think anyone's doing budget options in, like, Target. Like, if I go to Target, the only budget doll that I can really find would be, like, a Barbie. Because Rainbow High budget stuff isn't there either. Monster Hive's budget stuff is, like, again, in, like, Macy's. So I think that's kind of more of an overall thing, is the budget dolls need to be more accessible for, like, I feel like the overall growth of the brands. And maybe people don't want budget dolls, but I think budget dolls are fun and sillylicious. And, like, she's just so cutesy patootsy. But overall, I also feel like OMG should kind of stray away from the collector kind of stuff, because, like, the last collector doll that we got, like, the last couple, I feel like ever since, like, Crystal Star, besides the Fierce dolls, I count them as collector dolls, but I don't count them as, like, collector holiday dolls. The holiday collector dolls never really seem to, like, do the best. I've always seen them on sales, and I feel like it's just kind of, like, not a waste of time and energy, but, like, I feel like it's not, like, the biggest market for it, to be honest, because, like, collectors are collecting, like, what's on the shelves now. So, like, I don't understand, and that kind of goes for anything. I don't understand, like, doing, like, the expensive collector dolls now. I feel like that should be something that happens, like, in years from now when OMG's kind of, like, I don't want to say that they're ever done, because I want them forever and always. OMG forever. Y'all know the tea. But, I feel like it would make sense to do them more in the future, not right now, because I feel like when brands do like collector stuff, like I think I'm taking Monster High and I'm gonna take Bratz actually as an example because it's done by MGA. I can kind of justify the price of like a more expensive Bratz doll because they're not really accessible on the market right now. So, like, I feel like if a collector wants a OMG Fierce doll, I think a lot of them would rather just buy the one that's on Target shelves, like Royal Bee. Like, I think people could probably justify that more, like, especially collectors, because not every collector is $100 for that doll. So I don't want them to, like, waste their resources and energy and time on these dolls that they can produce, and they do them amazingly, and it's no shade of the actual collector dolls, but it just, in my opinion, doesn't make sense with the market right now when there's so much happening to release a bunch of collector dolls with a big price point. Because I feel like the Fierce dolls would have done a lot better if they were not so expensive, to be honest. And I really, really want the Fierce dolls to have succeeded. I hope they come back with Wave 2. We've seen some rumored dolls that potentially might be coming back for Wave 2. But I'm not sure if they're continued or not. But I think the Fierce dolls are just an amazing path for OMG to do. I think the collector price point was a little bit much for what they are. So I'm nervous about like stores continuing to buy stock of the Fierce dolls if they didn't do so well in the first round. I thought these were gonna sell out. I thought these were gonna do amazing because like I think it's a new breath of fresh air into the OMG brand. But I don't know. I don't know the whatever percentages behind it. But I always see these on sale. Scared about that. But I love these dolls. But that was kind of my thoughts and feelings for today's video. I want to know in the comments below though what you would want to see in an OMG kind of soft reboot, how you would want to see the faces be done, how you want to see like more accessories maybe. I think also more accessories would be super fun for the OMG dolls to come with. But I'm also just happy with them being, like the Series 8 dolls are such a great step in the right direction of all this fierce design. Like the designs are on point, the quality is on point, they have a lot of fun things coming with them, and I'm excited to see if they continue to kind of do more series again. I really did miss the series dolls. I think so Series 8 is definitely a step in the right direction in my brain. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching and Ghoulchatting with me today. It was so much fun with you guys, and I cannot wait to catch y'all though in the next one. I love you all endlessly. See you very soon. Bye. Love you. Bye. Bye, everybody.